Facebook can be a great tool to use for learning, especially for the distance learning classroom. In fact, Facebook is the most used social media tool in higher ed. Everybody knows about Facebook. There's over 1.3 billion users, but most don't know it in the context of finding a job or even how it can be used to enhance learning. But it's easy to learn, it's easy to use, it can be used on mobile devices. So how can and is it being adapted as a learning tool? How also is it being used in the job market? Technology isn't going to magically land someone a job, but it can show you how to find and learn about the right people and companies to contact. Learning is not dependent upon technology, period. But show me a job in 10 years that isn't. We must prep our students for their future. Social media has become an important tool for job seekers, due in part to the new ways people are finding out about and acquiring jobs. Most jobs come about through networking, not applying on job boards or endlessly and aimlessly sending out resumes. Social media tools make networking much easier and much more powerful due to their interactive nature. Communication is such an important part of distance learning, and Facebook is a communication tool. With any tools, such as social media tools, you need to focus on the positive aspects and protect yourself and show your students how to protect themselves and their families against the negative aspects, because they do exist. And please remember that things always change in technology. What a tool starts out to be and what it eventually evolves into can be greatly different. And keep your minds open. What it was when you first tried to use it may have changed considerably. If you didn't or don't like what you're seeing, it just may be that you're not using it correctly. In other words, don't like what you don't like. You can control most, if not all, aspects of the tool. Now, Facebook's objective is to help you connect and share with the people and interests in your life. Well, the average user on Facebook is connected to 80 community pages, groups, and events. Many of your learners, in fact, probably most of them, already know how to use Facebook effectively. Using Facebook for e-learning could inspire many of our students to learn. Why then not find ways to use Facebook for e-learning? Students can create, they can post discussions, resources, and more. They can learn the importance of creating content. So social media in adult education, well, it makes communication with students faster and more effective. Shy students, or students who need more time to pull together their thoughts, speak more often when participating in online conversations than they do offline. Social media is of high interest for most students. Collaboration, communication, and global connections are possible. When students are working, social media can allow for robust conversations without disrupting the rest of the class. An important part is modeling online behavior. The fact is, the majority of your students are probably already on Facebook. Even when schools have a policy against being friends online, there are tools that you can use that won't violate policy, and we'll talk about them further in this workshop. Despite what you may hear, there are strong privacy options within Facebook that you can set up so only those that you want can access your information. We have an obligation as educators to model appropriate online behavior and learn right alongside our students. So Facebook for learning, well, social media has a real place in the classroom. Students can and should learn how to employ social media platforms as professional tools and not simply as pastimes. Incorporating social media into your courses can forge stronger connections with your students, foster mastery of course content, and help students develop important skills that will help them transition into the workplace. These tools constantly evolve. They change in form and function. They adapt or they disappear. So to dismiss them as not delivering value is extremely short-sighted. They are but tools, and the technology behind them holds as much value as time-tested teaching strategies, and sometimes even more. Most of the time, the educational application of social media isn't immediately obvious. Well, how do I evaluate a good tool? Well, there's several things that I take into consideration, and that's one of the reasons why I've chosen Facebook. One, is it easy to learn? Two, is it easy to use? Can it engage learners? Can it reinforce learning? Can it enhance learning? Can it be used to motivate learners? There are also other considerations, including technical, multi-platform, multi-browser, versions, cost, privacy, security, fun factor, and other considerations. But these are the top ones here. Now, this looks like it has a lot of text, and that's because it's a graphic that I found that basically describes some key findings relating to Facebook. It talks about the conversation is multimedia because you can use words, drawings, pictures, videos. It's verbal and nonverbal. It can be either instantaneous by using chat or asynchronous with posts and messages. The conversation takes place between real people, well, there may be a few hidden identities, and without outside intervention. There's no moderation or censorship unless you actually impose them. It does respect the user's privacy. It's up to you how you want to set it. And this is another graphic that basically shows the difference from an in-class type of a learning situation as opposed to Facebook. In in-class setting, the teacher chooses the assignment and the readings. The teacher predetermines the lesson content. The student consumes, and this produces an outcome. The teacher informs students of their level of success. Online, using tools such as Facebook, the teacher offers tentative readings and lesson guidelines. The student reflects, responds, and produces writing. Students' work becomes course reading and determines lesson specifics. Students evaluate their and fellow students' writing and dialogue with the teacher about their success. These are some of the beginning introductions as far as the things that Facebook can do. We'll be talking further on in this workshop about how to set up an account, how to create groups, the difference between groups and pages, and privacy settings. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you as we go through this course, and please participate as much as possible.